The catalytic converter on a Montero Sport is one of those parts you never really think about, until suddenly your check engine light throws a fit and your exhaust smells like a science fair experiment gone wrong. It's the ultimate sleepwalker, quietly turning toxic gases into, well, less terrifying ones. But here's the thing. Replacement costs can feel like a punchline to a bad joke. I'm talking $800 to $2,500, depending on which shop you stroll into. People ask if you can just delete it, but that's like asking if you can run a marathon with one shoe. It invites more problems than it solves. What usually bites Montero Sport owners is failure due to age or contaminated fuel, sometimes as early as 90,000 miles. That's long enough for most people to forget they even have a catalytic converter, and exactly when it decides to make its presence known. First-time symptoms: sluggish acceleration, decreased fuel economy, and engine codes that read like cryptic messages from an angry robot. You floor the gas, and your Montero does its best impersonation of a yoga instructor. Lots of breathing, not much movement. What throws a wrench into the works is the notorious Montero exhaust bolt rust. You think you're unscrewing it, but you're really auditioning for a world's worst nightmares highlight reel. Pro tip: douse those bolts in penetrating oil the night before. Seriously, it's a lifesaver. Say you decide to swap it yourself. Here's the blunt truth. You'll need ramps, goggles, and a sense of humor. Slide under, disconnect the oxygen sensors first. These guys are fragile and $70 a pop to replace. Trust me, don't twist them like Hulk. Next, you're staring at those famed bolts. Use a breaker bar, not a socket wrench, unless you love rounding off metal. I learned that the hard way in a parking lot. Nothing makes you question your life choices like 3 hours of bolt wrestling. Now, slide the old converter out. If it rattles like maracas, it's probably toast. Inspect it for soot buildup. Sometimes a failing head gasket or bad spark plugs are the real villains here, and your new converter will just repeat history if you don't fix those. Installation is the reverse order, with one twist. Use anti-seize compound. It's worth its weight in gold for future you. And always torque the bolts correctly, or you'll end up with exhaust leaks that sound like you're dragging a jet engine down the highway. Emissions tests are a cruel reality, especially in places like Portland, where I'm from, where DEQ doesn't mess around. A malfunctioning converter puts you right in the express lane for a failed inspection sticker and frantic Google searches at midnight. High impact value. A healthy catalytic converter can improve fuel efficiency by up to 10% and prevent thousands in engine damage. It isn't glamorous, but over 90% of Montero Sport owners who fix this early avoid bigger breakdowns within the year. Finally, safeguards. Always buy converters from reputable sources or directly from Mitsubishi. Counterfeit parts are everywhere, and they'll fail inspection faster than you can say aftermarket regrets. You want to solve a problem, not invite 3 more to the party.